Hello, good morning. You see, things are a little bit different here. I hope you can see the art. Anyway, we'll move on. I hope you're doing all right. It might be another time of day for you. It might be evening. That's fine. I know a lot of people will look at the cards in the morning, and a lot of people will look at the cards in the evening after they've had their day and see how the cards match up to their day. Um, There's no wrong or right way to pick a card. Today, I think we will use the stones. I have them all laid out here. I was just going to use the picture cards, and while they're lovely and everything, I'm not sure how easily seen they are. So we'll put the turquoise in front of Make Art Not War, and we'll put the honey citrine under the that in front of that picture, and in front of the three graces picture we'll put that one, and we'll use the tiger eye in front of the Ganesha, and we'll move the little frogs and their little conversation they're having over there and there. Now it's going to be a little bit easier, I think, to choose your card today. um, we will talk about the art, but not a whole lot during this particular session. We'll use these cards again and we'll talk about the art some more. I can tell you who the artists are and what is depicted in the pictures and whatever you need to know. If you have questions about it, of course, you can comment. Please feel free to comment on my YouTube channel anytime or on anywhere you see my posts. Um, I really want to thank each and every one of you for being here. I really feel like each of you is a part of my journey, and my journey is to serve you in the way that I can, which is this way. This is a talent that I have, and I feel like it's worth sharing. Um, just always remember you are the master of your own destiny, except when you're not, and that's when you need to let go and let God. I'm gonna do a introduction video. I'm planning on doing it today and having it posted by tomorrow, hopefully. And that way you can see my face if you haven't before, and kind of get a better place of where I'm coming from with my readings, because everybody has a different way that they do, a different origin, a different way that they do them, how they got into it, that kind of stuff. So I'll tell you my story in my introduction. And let me introduce these rocks here. We have our turquoise here. I'm shining the spotlight on it. We have our honey citrine here. I'm trying to get a good, and that's our green slate looking rock, and then we have our tiger eye over here on the end. And as far as the art goes, I guess I will tell you, while you're picking, taking this time to pick your card and figure out what card it is you want to choose. Oh no, I guess I can't because I wrote all this stuff on the back of the cards. So now's the time to pause the video. If you need more time, we're going to forego the thought of the day in lieu of yesterday's thought of the day. I think we're going to hold um, George and Sandra in our hearts today, and many other people whose names we want to say while they're still alive instead of after they've been murdered in the future. Okay, so let's go ahead, and we're going to move on to the turquoise. And you also have your Make Art Not War card here. That's by Shepard Fairey. That's the guy who did the Obama Hope um, picture. And your card today is the Two of Swords. I like getting the Two of Swords. The Two of Swords says that you have a decision to make. Oftentimes there's an inner conflict going on within you, a choice that you need to make. When you see all that water in the background, that has a lot to do with using your intuition and your perception. You do have a ability to gather information from non-traditional sources. So take your time. Once you make this decision, I was gonna look up blindfold. Blindfold, somehow or another means justice. I'm not. I was. I think. I mean, that's what I get from it. Um, Weighing things fairly without just trusting everything that you see. Using all of your other senses in order to make these decisions that you need to make today, or a decision. Um, Whatever decision you make, there's two different ways to go. I'm not sure if you will be making the right decision, but it is a decision that you will make today. And also, be sure and know that you can get your friends in on your decisions. Anybody that you speak to, coworkers, go ahead and there are times when you can go ahead and use them and ask their opinion about what it is that you need to, which direction you need to go today. So if you chose the Two of Swords today, um, if you don't feel like you have a decision to make, then it's probably um, more of a balance, more of a finding a balance, um, and going ahead and using your other senses and letting in helping you to find your balance. So we're going to move on to the honey citrine. And your art today is by Kennington, Thomas Benjamin Kennington. And I know that's not a beautiful camera that's looking at this. The name of that art is Autumn. Where did I put that other one? There it is. And Two of Cups is your card today. That's the same as Hearts. And it has to do with a partnership of some kind or another. If you chose the honey citrine, this is what you need to be working on today or thinking about today is a particular partnership or friendship, marriage that needs your attention today. Um, you might need to find a compromise. Um, it might be way different than what you were expecting. You might be compromising a lot more than you thought, or things might go a completely different direction. But y'all are going to go there together. Your friend, your partner, your business associate. This is about an apartment, a partnership and an agreement, a friendship, a compromise, sharing, love, understanding. Um, Somehow I'm getting the message that this isn't, for a lot of you, this isn't just any old um, tiff or argument. I mean, I'm getting an argument, or that's what I'm saying. This card doesn't say anything about conflict, but I think there may be some definite conflict going on, that's deep in this relationship that we're talking about. So if you chose the honey citrine today, I want you to focus on your partnership. And if you're having an argument, open your mind. If you see better than your partner does, sometimes it's not the best thing to point that out to them. Um, I know, but you do have to communicate. You can't run away from that. So I guess I don't have a whole lot more to say about that, but I just um, hope that you will not compromise yourself in making a compromise for your relationship unless you know that it's definitely worth it. And that's few and far between. So we're going to move on to our next one. I'm going to shine a light on it because it's such a beautiful... I'll move it forward. This is one of my favorites. I still haven't figured out the name of it, which I will. And you guys got, as your art, the Three Graces. I'm not sure if that's what it's called. Let's see. It is the Garden of Hesperides. Hesperides. The Garden of Hesperides. By Well, I thought I wrote it down. By Edward Burne-Jones, 1898. So, just before the Spanish influenza, he died. So, he probably did not die of the Spanish influenza. And I think you can see your card now, and it is the Seven of Cups, which is a Hearts card. There's a lot going on in this card. Basically, this card has a lot to do with inspiration, creative energy, but it also has to do with complete rebirth and cleansing. It also has to do specifically with like art, poetry. The arts is what I think about when I see this card. And you see, um, I'm trying to look at what all's here. We've got a castle, we've got jewels, we've got a laurel wreath. We have a little dragon and a snake, which is knowledge. And then we have what I think is what is depicted. Now, I may be very wrong about this, but it looks kind of like a depiction of the Holy Spirit as it's glowing, and you can't really see what's going on in that chalice. But this card tells you to trust your intuition today and to trust your psychic discernment, which just means when you get that first feeling about somebody, like when you first meet them, oftentimes you have a little red flag come up because you're noticing something. Or maybe you've known this person and there's something going on. You think they might not be telling the truth. You can tell. Today, your intuition, your psychic intuition is on high, um, because it is a really good day for cleansing and rebirth. So, when I talk about rebirth, um, I'm talking about starting over completely and putting the past behind you. That is hard to do in one day. So I would say if you got this card today, this is the beginning of a rebirth. Um, it looks like you have a lot of options to choose from. Um, you you will make the right choice. There's a choice to be made. What direction you want to go. You'll make the right choice when you have this card that shows that. Pay attention to your dreams, pay attention to your creativity, art that moves you, beauty, music. I forget to mention music. I need to mention music more. Music has very transformative powers. So I'm going to put your. Oh, here it is. This is what I did. And then for the tiger eye, which is last but not least. Thanks, Mom. I got a text in. And then I had to turn it off. Excuse me. All right. So we're going to do the tiger art. After that little fiasco. And your art is Ganesha, one of my favorite Indian gods. There are lots of stories to tell you about this guy. Let's see if the artist is listed. It looks like Indra Sharma is the artist of this Ganesha. And there are lots of good stories about Ganesha, and there are lots of good stories about his brother to Skanda. Wheel of Fortune again. Like, I think we've seen this card 3 days in a row. I wonder if any of you have gotten this card more than once in the past 2 days. That would be interesting to know. If that's true for you, please let me know. Put it in the comments. The Wheel of Fortune is a karma card. It's also a very lucky card. Luck and karma are two different things, but there are two different ways to think about a similar thing. So, one of the scriptures that comes up for me in the Bible is John, you know the one, John 13 something. I don't know, I might have that. It's as I have loved you, love one another. From this shall ye know, shall they know ye are my disciples, if you have loved one to another. I think of that because I think of that. If you put love out into the universe, love comes back to you. If you love your neighbor, if you love your God, if that's the thing about that particular scripture, Jesus called it this new commandment. And the other commandments in the Bible are the 10 Commandments. And what I figured out, and a lot of people have, is that when they say in the First Corinthians, the greatest of these is love, or charity, um, is that it is the highest law. If you have love for God the Father, and you have our Mother or Lord Shiva or Jesus Christ, you and you love your family, that's what matters. You love your God and you love your family, and all the other laws fall into place. You're not killing, you're not stealing, you're not coveting if you have true love for your neighbors, and true love for your God, and true love for your family. And the Wheel of Fortune, let's get back to that, which this is all related. I know I went off on a tangent, but I'm going to bring it up close. If this is a card that you have gotten more than once in the past 2 days, go buy a lottery ticket, answer your phone, check your mail. There's something good coming for you. If not good, it's the other. A lot of us put, all of us, not just a lot of us put a lot of bad karma out there as we're learning. And it comes back to us until we've learned. And it comes back to us in the way that we put it out there. So you got to be careful with karma. But it's all good. You don't need to be scared, because this is all part of the process. I really like that card. I'm really excited that we've seen it so many times this week. I'm saying 3 within the past 3 days. I'm almost positive. I'm sure I saw it yesterday. And it could have been 4 days ago that I saw it. But so yeah, if you got the karma card more than a couple of times in this week, I would say be on the lookout for some serious karma coming your way, usually in the form of good and big and good. If it comes in a different form, make sure you take the time to learn from it, figure out why it is that you're having this. Not that it's your fault if something happens. It's I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is pay attention. And I think we have come to the end of our reading. In fact, I'm sure we have, because I'm looking at the time. I have spent a lot of time talking. I am always sad to end these, but I know that it needs to get posted, and I need to stop talking. And so thank you very much for watching, and please take the time to like each video that you watch and share. I know that Ariadne is sharing my videos. I really appreciate that a lot. You don't all have to share my videos. That's okay. You don't have to do that. But if you'd like each video that you watch, that would be really appreciated, because it really helps me out. Also, what would help you out is if you press that little bell to get notifications for your daily tarot, or if you just remember to check back here on my YouTube channel. I will say that I have noticed in some cases, I post every single day on my website. Sometimes it takes a day to update. So while these readings are timeless, I'm dating them on these particular days, because this is also a journal of sorts, particularly a COVID journal, because that's what's going on with all of us right now. All of us doing different things in different parts and keeping us all going. And I appreciate everyone for everything that they're doing. And I will say TTFN, which means ta-ta for now.